Good afternoon. Hey, Chaos, how you doing? Welcome everybody. We're just gonna wait a minute or two for people to get into the stream. So, cheers. Talk to you in a minute. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to ALR's Tier 5. This is the final round for Season 14. We are at Autopolis in the beautiful South Island of Japan. Um, so we've had a 10-minute qualifying before this started the sprint here, and that gave us our grid, and we'll have a roughly 15-minute sprint followed by a reversed top 10 grid for the future race, which will be roughly 40 minutes. See, this was a 9-lap sprint race. I'm going to try to run through this pretty quickly because I have a 2-hour race in a little bit. Try to roll through. Our qualifying order for his second pole of the season. We have Quackhouse up at the top of the grid in his McLaren 650S. He's currently P2 in the Drivers' Championship, which I think it's a bit of a gap to P1 with D-Dubs, but anything is possible. Right. Oh yeah, he had his time for Quackhouse was a 1 minute 47.223. He was 3/10 better than our P2 over the return of Slavman in the BMW M6. He had a pretty successful first 2 rounds before dropping out for a bit. With a P3, P4, P1 as a win there, a sprint, and a P2. And yeah, he had a 47.53. In P3, we have Chaos Druid with a 47.614, so 800ths round behind Slavman there. Chaos Druid is in the Lexus RCF. I think they got special liveries on today with Crackavelli as well. We will get to looking at those during the race. And the Moose Inspired livery, yes. I haven't had a chance because I can't really see it from this angle. But we'll definitely take a look when the race is going. And I can pan around the car a bit. In P4, we have Danger Mouse. In the Alpha 4C, P5 is Abhi. I think it's second or third race this season. In the NSX, P6 is D-Dubs, our current Drivers' Championship leader in the Mercedes AMG. P7 is Boyan in the M6. P8 is a new entry, Illust William, with the Mercedes AMG as well. Lord Hands in P9 is currently 6th in the Drivers' Championship in the Lexus RCF. P10 is Crackavelli, is currently P4 in the Drivers' Championship in the McLaren 650S. Rico, I believe, newer entry as well to Tier 5, and the Porsche 911 is sitting in 11th. And Inorganic will cap off this pretty small grid we have today. A few guys missing. I think half of the top 10 are not in the race today. It's unfortunate. We have Inorganic in the Lamborghini Huracan. So, we'll get moving along here. And start this final round. Turn my headset down. And we are off. 5 lights. And away we go. If I can get the camera right. There you go. We go into turn 1. It's a medium speed high right-hander here. And looks like Chaos is going to be up, I think, a spot. Oh, drops a spot there to Danger Mouse, but gets it right back into turn 2. And we're kind of jumbling up, but not looking too bad here. Less cars on track, so it won't be too chaotic, I think. Famous last words. See a boy on there in P8. Not too eventful, except for Slogman dropping a spot to Chaos Druid. Be our probably biggest position change so far. A little bit of contact there between Quackhouse, Chaos, and Slogman. And now D-Dub's slotting himself in the inside of Danger Mouse, coming into this right-hander, and also Illust William in the AMG, saying hello as well with his debut. Looking alright so far. P6 is up 2 spots, Illust William. Boyan says that P8 won't last long, and I hate to hear it. We'll see how it goes in the future, hopefully a little better. And Api in it's very cool NSX livery. That's, you know. And, oh, we missed something there. Oh, Quackhouse goes wide. Goes a bit wide, touches the grass, and it really slows himself down, so lost 2 spots there. So now Chaos Druid's up into P1, and Slogman up into P2, and there's a little bit of a gap between Quackhouse and D-Dubs, still early on. Danger Mouse just really behind. Catch back up to see what's happening. Unlucky, sorry, Frack also said before Boyan there, unlucky to the soft skies. Well, yes, this is the second race with the updated physics. And it looks like most of the grid is on softs, there's a few on mediums. Probably a quarter of the grid on mediums and the rest on soft tire. Or third, roughly, maybe. We will maintain pace for now here, or the order at the moment. It seems like we're getting some small gaps between most of the cars. Oh, that's Crackavelli off. And we'll take this opportunity while the car is stationary to appreciate. Oh, Boyan. Oh, Boyan's waiting, so I think there was a bit of a collision there. I don't know what's happening. Just want to see. Oh, that's unfortunate there. I'm not sure if my headphones are working. Sorry, a little distracted. So bit of a collision there, and a long time to get back. So that's I think probably the end of the sprint race for both of them. Unfortunately, we still have a good bit going on up here. With Chaos, Slav, and Quackhouse leading the race. Frexed, I know because Aransov's in the sprint died on the last lap, lost 7 spots. Jeez, man. I have actually not watched the race, the Tier 4 race. So sorry to hear that. It's a bit of a tire eater of a track, and with the updated physics, it's a lot harder to stay out on softs for like a sprint length race, which used to be pretty easy to do before, even with a little bit higher tire deg. I see Chaos Druid trying to shake a little bit of the draft there from Slavman. Boyan says it was unintentional, and I think that we both thought it was our own fault, but it was me missing the braking point. Yeah, I would agree. But yeah, it's alright. I mean, now y'all get to race each other for the rest of the time. It is all good. These things do happen. No changes up front for now, after Quackhouse's unfortunately consequential mistake, if I can speak words. I think that's the end of Sector 3, where that happened towards the end of the lap. So what else we got going on here? Really just the top 3 close by, and not too much going on. Api has been chasing Lord Hands, definitely notably, the last couple laps. And see if he has enough to overtake on this. Pretty difficult to overtake on a track. Just a lot of like high-speed corners, medium-speed corners that, unless somebody makes a big mistake. Unfortunately, like Rico up in P6 at the moment, a little slip there at the end of after the apex, and again a little bit wide 2 corners later, and he's looking a little shaky. Lord Hands has caught up a little bit of pace and might be looking pretty good to make a move at the end of the straight here, as Rico tries to break the draft early on. Lord Hands will go inside for turn 1 and take the spot pretty easily. Well done there by Lord Hands, and I'll see if he can have the pace to try to catch up to Danger Mouse in P5. We also have Abhi in P8, who's chasing Lord Hands and battling with him earlier, now chasing Rico in P7. I think just different strengths of cars there, it seems, with the NSX. And D-Dub's catching up, I think, a little bit there to Quackhouse. Yeah, about 6/10 on the previous lap. And Slabman is now trying to get past Chaos Druid as we get a little bit of a lag spike in the replay. Slabman looking on the inside, and will keep just behind. Where is Chaos Druid? There we go. Who's Steam Livery? 66 looks like a GG. That's an elbow on the side. I don't see the moose, to be honest with you. Oh, elbow. Love an elbow. So going on to the start-finish straight yet again, just going past the halfway point of this race. And looks like Slotman won't be able to keep up to Chaos on this straight. Quackhouse is now starting to press. A good exit out of turn 1. So he steadily closes that gap. And D-Dub's dropping back, I think, a little bit. Yeah, 3/10 previous lap. Lord Hands. Go happy. Right. So Lord Hands has gotten a little bit of a gap behind him, and he does seem to be catching up to Danger Mouse for the personal best on the previous lap, and about 8/10 difference there between him and Danger Mouse. So I think if Lord Hands can keep up the pace, he should be able to press in the last lap or two. With a nice purple there through sector 2, and that's that it looks a good momentum there for Lord Hands. And they definitely can see the top 3 in front, so still are pretty close. Quackhouse taking it very tightly inside. He is looking very patient behind Slobman, and it looks like he is going to try to make a move here on the start-finish straight. Quackhouse right behind Slobman, gets that little bit of draft, and will at least be side-by-side going into the braking of turn 1. We have Slobman on the outside here, and Quackhouse brakes a little late, slightly misses the apex, but will take P2 for the moment. And it sounds like a D-Dub's very close behind, and now challenging Slobman for P3. Everybody's trying to get inside on each other. It's not quite worked out, and we'll keep the spots for now. D-Dubs is on the medium tires. Slobman is on some quickly degrading softs. 650S is maintaining its soft tires quite well, and the Lexus looks like it might be struggling here a little bit at the end, but it should make it through. As long as these guys keep battling, that might be a good thing for Chaos Druid up front. Softs definitely do not like this track whatsoever. Some of the cars seem okay and kind of like what I would expect pre-update. This medium's looking very, very nice. Just slap my headphones sometimes to get both sides working. I'm not sure if the mic cuts out, so if I'm not talking for a bit, someone say something. Inorganic behind Rico for P8. Inorganic's making a bit of a recovery and has a shot there. We'll catch back up in a minute. We just check up front and see how things are going. Pretty nicely there for Quackhouse as he is caught up to Chaos Druid, who might be struggling on tires here a little bit. Okay, yeah, I noticed that in the standings. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Illust William had to drop out of the race, unfortunately, for work-related reasons. Definitely understandable. Mr. Cat, how you doing? Okay. Let's take another look at this livery. The Moose is loose. Quite like it. Moose knuckles up front. That was also used by JMS when he made his very nice was it Secret Santa gift last Christmas time, and yeah, a couple times on the car. It's the Beetle livery I used for this season when I was driving. Oh, that is Rico into the wall. And he's got a bit of a gap and 2 behind him, so that is Inorganic into P8. Pretty solidly there. Some big gaps, but we will return to the action with Slobman dropping a bit of pace, and we will go back because I missed more than Wait. back too far. Very close here, the top 5. It's good to see with a smaller grid. We still have half the top 6, half the grid still in the same place. That is lovely to see. Lord Hand's going a little bit wide, keeping on track nonetheless. Quackhouse. Missed it again. Probably set up front, but I was not paying attention to the right thing. Chaos Druid was very wide. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Quackhouse will just keep on his line perfectly and gladly take that P1 back just a few turns before where he had messed up early on. And Chaos Druid's tire situation is looking pretty grim with 2 laps remaining. That's going to be that is going to be a tough run, and hopefully he's able to just keep pace. But it looking very tough to keep up speed in the corners. Oh, that was looking so good before too. Well, not tire wise, but pace wise. Slideman going very late on the inside of Chaos Druid, and that'll be D-Dubs and Danger Mouse taking advantage of that bit of an overshoot there by Slideman. Again, the M6 going very late in. That front left tire is also not looking great, and I think he's kind of desperately trying to hold on here. Into P3, and Danger Mouse getting a little bit of contact there from Chaos Druid coming out of turn 4, 5. And we're very close side by side here, fighting for P4. Chaos Druid slightly back in front. Danger Mouse is on the inside though for this crucial next left-hander. A little bit of traction loss coming out of it. D-Dubs though pretty strongly in G2 at the moment, on good pace, and Quackhouse up front. Still nicely on those soft tires on the penultimate lap here. Certainly one of the best cars for tire wear, pre-update and post-update evidently. Chaos Druid slipping in on the inside of Slobman. Slobman cannot cannot get any grip on any of these right-handers. He's going to lose a lot of speed here. Lord Hands and Abhi out of absolutely nowhere. Oh, and a lot of contact between the two. That's Abhi off track and spun off as a result of that contact. We were on the final lap here, but Abhi. Ooh, that was rough. Lose that spot back to organic. Quackhouse, good few seconds up in front. D-Dubs, a few seconds behind, so, right, that'll be pretty tough order unless Quackhouse makes a big slip up. Danger Mouse, who was lost a few positions earlier on, has gotten back up to P3. And we have our cars that are struggling a little bit more, all bunched together, fighting for this P4 up here. Lord Hand's going to the outside of Chaos Druid, but the inside line is where you want to be, and that'll be Chaos out in the final corner pretty nicely. Lord Hands trying to make another move here on Chaos Druid, gets a little bit offline. These two cars not doing too well aware, but Lord Hands a little bit better off. And it looks like Chaos Druid will come up in front. Quackhouse is our sprint winner in the final round. D-Dubs will come in P2 after a very strong end of the race there. Getting a bit lucky, to be honest. Danger Mouse, and in the 4C, P3 to round out the podium. Chaos Druid, Lord Hands, and Slavman coming P4, P5, P6. Inorganic in P7. Obhi, after a late incident, down to P8. Rico and Crocobelly coming on the last few corners, but we still got a good battle here. Go in front. Crocobelly probably not close enough behind to get in before the finish line. And he's going to be close, but not quite. That'll be Rico P9, Crocobelly P10, and Boyan having a bit of trouble with those tires as well in the M6 and P11 with the one dropped out. So, D-Dubs, I believe, had the, fastest lap, I think, went to Chaos Druid, I think. So, extra point there. And we will go over to the feature race. Teammates having a big last lap fight. We love to see it. Makes it all the more interesting. Cat being a bit attentive at the moment. Just going to take note of tires real quick, and we'll get rolling. Crocobelly all mediums, because if tires were important in the sprint race, they will definitely be important here in the feature race. Softs, interesting. Mediums. Curious to see if anybody runs hard tires. A lot of mediums. Quack. Boyan. DNS. Mediums. Only 11 to start this race. It's a good thing it's a tight track. Cool, so Crocobelly starting pole position. And we'll get rolling. So only one on soft tires, that'll be Rico. And we are off for the final feature race of Season 14. I'll be dropping, not really driving. So that'll be Abhi going to the back. I think intentionally, I'm not sure. And that is Slobman off. What happened? What is going on right here? Inorganic braking maybe early. Slobman getting a bit out of sort and then just losing traction on the exit. So that'll be Slobman dropping a bit. So back on his turn, not as a little bit unlucky, I think. He had a good pace before. First two rounds. And Danger Mouse will bump up a position there as well. A couple positions for Danger Mouse. Started in P8, I think. So up 3. Chaos Druid on the inside of Rico. Great move there. Patient going into the corner. Well done. So it'll be Crocobelly off into the distance at the moment, and often on this first lap, and Inorganic P2. Chaos Druid P3, Rico and Danger Mouse close behind, and most of the rest of the field close behind them. We'll have Slobman outside of Boyan. Boyan's going to take a very close inside line. I think he's just kind of trying to get through alive at this point, possibly. And Rico not having a fun time in the 911. His back tires are very slide happy at the moment. Danger Mouse almost going off, and looks like he might lose a position to Lord Hands here on the penultimate turn. And that'll be Lord Hands taking a the strong racing line through. D-Dub's now knocking on the door of Danger Mouse. He's going to be on the inside here as we go into turn 1 of lap 2. D-Dub's taking it tightly inside, and Danger Mouse on his exit. So that won't be much for D-Dubs. We have Quackhouse also looking to take some positions with Api just behind. Check up on our podium battle for the moment. Ooh, Chaos Druid really losing grip there, and that'll be Rico just quickly jumping in front of him for P2. All this battling is helping Crackavelli out greatly as he continues on in P1. Chaos Druid going to the inside of Rico, try to take the position back, and it looks like he'll just do just that. Chaos Druid staying on a bit of a defensive line. He'll bump back out for his one move. Here, inorganic close. Oh, Rico goes very wide, and he's going to spin out completely. So that'll be inorganic into P3. Good position for him so far in this race. A few incidents here in the first couple of laps, and we have D-Dubs chasing very closely on Danger Mouse. There's a little bit of traction there with the AMG though. And Quackhouse up another spot, I believe, from earlier P8. Lord Hands goes off on the inside of the turn. Oh, he hit all the space. Oh no. Oh, he almost spins out completely, and that's why he ends up on the inside of the track there. Nearly hitting Quackhouse on this return. That'll be D-Dubs and Quackhouse getting bumped off track there by D-Dubs on the exit of the final turn of lap 2. That's a bit of an incident there, I think, as well. Now we have Slobman fighting for D-Dubs for P5, and Slobman will get the inside line, brake a lot later, and take that one pretty nicely. But the thing is, that AMG is pretty fast through the corners. Slobman will brake later, taking advantage of the very good brakes on the M6. And Slobman will keep the position for now. Boyan up into P7 after starting in P11. Just taking it pretty easy after a few incidents. Quackhouse back into P10 with Rico and P11, basically pushing him through the turns. Check back up here on Crackavelli, who has lost his gap there to Chaos Druid. Must have had a pretty significant incident in the last few corners, as the last lap, Crackavelli is still leading fastest lap of the race. Well, I think maybe invalid. We don't have a counter right now for the fastest lap of the race. There's nothing there on the left side, which is a bit odd. So I think just a bug there. Danger Mouse with P4. Going on. Rico's still just behind Quackhouse, so Rico seems to be struggling a little bit in this section. He is on the soft tires, which I think might have been a mistake, being the only car to start on softs. And unfortunately, in the back of the grid at the moment, Alp in with a lot of personal bests being clocked. Inorganic pushing hard here with still sitting in P3, which I think is one of if he can maintain this, will be one of his best finishes this season. Yeah, I think so. Usually towards the back of the grid, I think, making some good progress though, which is lovely to see, especially in the final round of the season. Certainly pushing for a top 3 finish at the moment. With a big gap there, good few seconds, maybe 8 seconds or so to P4. I'm always just guessing. I genuinely have no idea how much time, because they don't give us live timing for some reason. Slobman gets a bit of a bump there from D-Dubs, and we'll take the old defensive line for bumping back out again. Quackhouse trying to make a bit of a recovery drive. Only lap 4 though, and the grid's still within a few corners of itself. Plenty of time left to go. And P3, I think P3 would be Inorganic's best finish. Just looking back here in my little notebook, I think it's best finish in ALR. So hopefully you can at least maintain that. But again, still 18 laps left, and a bit of a battle here between the top 2 and 4, 5, and 6, which was a hotly contested few spots in the sprint race. Chaos still just behind Crockevelli. Surprisingly, Chaos Druid's tire wear is a little bit better than Crockevelli's at the moment. Chaos Druid had a little bit tire wear left in the sprint race, not too much though. That McLaren is quite nifty, and what is niftier is that breaking into that corner there, Chaos Druid taking P1 from Crockevelli, who's now dropped into P3. Let's watch this again. I was a bit lost in the clouds there. Crockevelli gets a bit on the grass, and that's Inorganic, going smoothly inside, maybe a little bit wide. Through the next 2 corners though, but it looks like he's going to get himself back into sorts soon. That is Inorganic into P2, Crockevelli back into P3, and Slyman getting bumped by Danger Mouse just behind them. The battle for P3 up there. It looks like Slobman will continue. Well, Danger Mouse wasn't P4 before, so that is up 1 from Slobman. Trying to recover on a pretty rough sprint and a pretty rough start to this feature race. We are bunched back up here as well. The battle for P7. Rico, unfortunately, well behind the pack at this point. I think he's pitted. Yeah, he's pitted for hard tires. So that is an interesting strategy there. See if he's got the fuel to go the rest of the race. I'm not sure. Quackhouse up a couple positions, getting past AP here. And obviously Rico had to pit, take him out of that battle. Crockevelli, I think, with another mistake there, unfortunately, and he will drop a bit back further into P3. Those medium tires are disappearing. I'm a bit surprised how fast these are wearing. Lamborghini has better tire wear. And the Lexus. looks like he's on a different tire wear setting entirely. That was a bit odd. Only 6 laps in. Inorganic looking very solid in this race so far. His best lap there, low 149, which is, I think, on medium tires, not too shabby, especially with a little bit of traffic. But we still have Chaos Druid up front, and that gap to P3 in Crackavelli has just increased significantly. Slobman now looking into Crackavelli for P3, and this just looks like Crackavelli is dropping all sorts of spots there. A little bit of contact coming out of the corner, but I'm not really sure if that was a fault. Unfortunately there, Crackavelli into P4, I'm sorry to say, but I don't think that Moose livery is helping very much. But he did win the sprint, but... well, no, sorry, P10. I flipped it. Anyway, pole position, I was right. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't think that livery is helping very well, mate. I don't know if I'm exactly the right person to put on your livery. Not person, but oh, D-Dubs. D-Dubs is losing it there in the corner and completely lost it coming out of it. So that'll be D-Dubs dropping back a bit. Crackavelli into P5 off of that mistake. Slobman in P3, and Inorganic still right behind Chaos Druid. This is a very impressive drive from Inorganic here. Only P7 in the sprint race. I think maybe an incident or something, but this is a great drive from Inorganic. Don't usually see him up front often, and this is a strong P2 at the moment. Now running high 49s on pretty worn tires. Don't think that's too shabby. Chaos Druid. Cars run different. This is a front run, and this is a rear, not front car. Inorganic is always too hard on himself. I understand that. I definitely understand that. Put a lot of pressure on myself as well, and yeah, I feel that. When you're bad, and it just makes it worse. But we're doing well. I think he's feeling pretty good right now. It's a good P2. Being pretty consistently behind Chaos Druid, and there's a purple sector 2 there for Inorganic. I think Chaos Druid will pit earlier, but if Inorganic wants to try to make an undercut, it would be a bad idea. Again, I'm not really sure how the tire strategies are at all. I've barely driven in GT since the update, so I have no idea. I think tonight's my first race back in GT. This is my little break there. Slobman on his own a bit, but I think he is catching up slightly to the top 2. Danger Mouse. Well, Slobman will be pitting here pretty soon. You see he was struggling very, very... that is both Chaos Druid and Inorganic going into pits, coming off the medium tires. Lap 8 here. That'll be Slobman going up into P1. D-Dub's also coming into pit. Everybody coming off the mediums. And that'll be Chaos Druid on medium tires yet again. Lord Hands, who did not pit, on the used mediums, and should be Chaos Druid keeping this position for now. Inorganic will come out in P8. So he lost a bit more time there than Chaos Druid. Chaos Druid didn't fuel as much, so I think Chaos Druid's going to definitely kind of come into pit again, and at least inorganic. Now is a little bit of free air to push and kind of get his pace back. I'll be in P7. D-Dubs is the one I missed, is also on the medium tires. On his check up front. Still a bit of few gaps there. Slyman will need to pit probably on this lap. Seeing the other two pit probably makes him a bit more comfortable with that. Crockevelli will definitely need to pit as well. I don't think he will be able to finish another lap at all on those tires. Danger Mouse will have a few laps left. Hello, Mr. Cat. Hello. You already got your dinner. Don't complain. Scream for the mic, please. Scream into the mic. Do something productive. Slobman and Danger Mouse both into pits. Danger Mouse pitting a bit earlier there than I would expect. Also Crockevelli, so everyone's pitting P9. So Lord Hands as well. Meow. Cat slam is fucked off. Crockevelli and Lord Hands 2. I'm missing one. Slobman, I think. Yeah. So Slobman on the mediums. Obby is not pitted yet, so I think he's the last one to. Oh no, sorry, Quackhouse still up and now into P1. But he will be pitting relatively soon. He's using those tires much better than the other 650S that was leading the race previously. Wait. Oh, there's D-Dubs in the AMG going past Boyan. D-Dubs on the fresher set of tires, so pretty easy position grab for him there. Boyan should be pitting. Crockevelli on the mediums. Lord Hands also on mediums. Rico on the hards. I forgot about that. He was our first to pit. I think lap 6. So Inorganic, who was in P2 earlier, is now in P5. Slawman also pitted there. That was the outlook. So Chaos Druid is in provisional P1. With Quackhouse not having pitted yet. Danger Mouse. Mediums. So nobody's pitted on that previous lap. We're just gonna continue pressing some of these tires to their limit. We're seeing a little bit of wear on D-Dub's tires there. He's only on 2 laps. Does. Obviously still looking alright here on NP4. Considering the others around him have pitted, he has not. Obviously losing a little bit of pace there. Not too much. Let's see if Quackhouse will come into pit here in lap 11. that will put Chaos Druid back up top at P1. AP will go through and continue on, now at P3. Inorganic just behind, about a second. Boyan continuing on and using those mediums all the way to the end. I think trying to do maybe a bit of an overcut with this one stopper he is attempting, which I think is not a bad idea. Quackhouse a little bit behind on this fresh soft tires, which make him the first one to switch to softs. So I think Quackhouse is on a two-stop plan, unless he can really squeeze those softs that long. That's a bit of a way. Well, you know, wrong, you know. I don't know what to say there. I'm a pretty bad driver, so. No, still not a bad plan though. It's better than pitting twice, I think. Pit lane's not that long, but yeah, stretching out a first pair of mediums is not too bad an idea. You also could, I don't know how the softs are, but maybe 9 laps on 10 laps. On soft tires might be a bit too much. 2 medium sets. Sounds right to me. And then it's Abhi missing the chicane, which I think is definitely not the first one in this race. Abhi pitting on lap 12 here. And Boyan as well. So that is our final 2 coming in to pit here on lap 12. And at the moment, our order is Chaos Druid and Slobman, who are pretty much in battling range of each other, and both on the medium tires. Inorganic in P3, and D-Dubs in P4, just about 2.5 seconds, 3 behind Inorganic there, but on slightly more worn mediums. Abhi has come out on the medium tire, and Boyan as well come out on the medium tire. See, that's honestly what I would have done this race. is 2 sets of mediums. Just the overcut. There we go. I think not having a good time there. Slobman's starting to push a bit here behind Chaos Druid. So we are in the second half now, a bit into the second half of this final feature race. Meow. What do you want? What do you want? Yeah. You got more to say? Just. Chaos Druid just behind still. Cat is meowing and doesn't look terribly happy. Please delete that. Okay. Catman, he's a funny cat. And into turn 2, you have Slubman making a move here on Chaos Druid. Cat will not distract me enough from missing this one completely. And Chaos Druid bumping out a bit on Slobman. I think it's just, oh no! And Slobman hits the grass and will drop from the battle of P1 into P3. And D-Dub's just behind him as well. Oh man, that was rough. There's a bit of understeer from Chaos Druid coming out of the turn, and bit unfortunate victim, the Aero Slobman. Rico off onto the side as he is blue flagged. Where are the Dreamies at? They're in the closet. where he can't get them. And, yeah, he ain't getting any right now. He has been a little sick today, or whatever cats do. Just threw up on the floor. I think he's begging for more food because we didn't give him his full dinner. So he noticed and he is upset. And he will let us know that he's upset. I expect him back begging in about 2 minutes. That's what I'll give him. Inorganic, on his honestly best race performance in ALR, I think in his history here in P2 at the moment. It's quite nice. Slobman not too far behind, and D-Dubs also knocking on the door. We have Crockerbelly chasing down Danger Mouse down the start-finish straight for P6. Crockerbelly will close that gap a little bit, but Danger Mouse still well ahead by about a second. Lord Hands in P8. Obby a bit further behind in P9. Boyan still struggling, I think, a bit. Rico, what? Slobman here spun. I think on his own. Oh, a bit wide. In that U. Oh, that is not fun, as he is going to try to turn himself around unsuccessfully and drop probably a spot or two more. He gets himself back into order. Size Clockhouse up into P4 and D-Dubs into P3. There again, going a little wide. It's going to drop a little bit of time to D-Dubs behind. Whoever said touching grass was good for you is a liar. See, the cat is here again. What did I say, 2 minutes? Someone fact check that one for me. It's begging again. What do you want? Zeus. Hello. Come here. Come. Okay. Do you want more food? Is that it? I don't think I'm getting no more food. It's very fluffy. Makes him a good cat. Inorganic coming into pit, which is interesting. Why? Mediums. Inorganic into pit on lap 15. Glad I didn't miss that because I did not see that coming at all. Three-second penalty and back on mediums. I don't know what the plan was there, but we'll see. It'll be a two-stopper, all on the medium tires. So, interesting strategy. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Roughly 8 laps per stint. Chaos says he wish he had a brain for this race. Well, you're going to have to pit, so I think maybe inorganic undercut there. So that was quite a short second stint. So I think it was a little bit of an undercut. 788, yeah, that's right. Interesting. This physics change has probably been the most interesting thing to happen in a while for GT. So these tire strategies have gotten much more interesting. Quackhouse up into P3 after a big incident there earlier. He is on the soft tires, so I think a bit of a catch-up drop on the way, en route. D-Dubs is going to have to pit as well. Quackhouse coming off the soft tires, so he's pitting as well. well, not off the soft tires necessarily, just pitting on lap 17, 16. So this is getting interesting. I'm really curious about this undercut. So I'm assuming, just knowing y'all and how this goes, that we won't have everybody pit. Some people might try up front here to stick out on these tires. Front two should not be. Danger Mouse possibly can stick out. I am not sure of that though. He pit. Chaos Druid pit lap 8. So, or sorry, Danger Mouse pit lap 8. HK's didn't race. Why not? But is here supporting his teammate. Love to see it. You gotta be someone's gotta be a hype man, you know. Inorganic chasing down Crocobelly, and Crocobelly's definitely gonna have to pit. This is interesting. So obviously Chaos Druid needs to pit because he's got low fuel and not enough for another lap there. So lap 17. Chaos Druid's gonna pit. D-Dubs is gonna cut across the chicane as well. Yeah, a bit of a gap here. Danger Mouse might be in a good position. I'm not sure though. Crocobelly's gonna have to pit soon anyway. He doesn't need to pit for fuel, just for tires. That'll be Chaos Druid coming back out into P3 on the softs. Yeah, Inorganic nosing his way in for P3. Inorganic's really making, it looks like an entirely different driver. And I love it. This is a totally different driver. I don't know who this guy is. He's driving confidently and smoothly, and it's lovely. So Chaos Druid out on the softs, which is only 5 laps, so should be okay. Possibly. Inorganic a little bit out of sorts, and that'll be Chaos Druid on the outside. Inorganic will play it well on the inside though. He's going to lose a little grip, a little knockout to Chaos Druid, and that'll be Inorganic back into P4. And Chaos Druid on the inside of Crocobelly. See if he can make this move. A little bit of contact there, and that'll be Crocobelly off track. And that is unfortunate for him. D-Dub's just behind him as well. This is not good. Quackhouse as well. Crocodile is really struggling on these tires and needs to get out of pit as soon as possible. There are 2 cars right behind him as well. I'll be on the mediums. Right. Crocodile not pitting though. Should have pit. Slap on some soft tires. Lord Hands into pit from P8 off to mediums. 18. And that is Danger Mouse and Chaos Druid fighting it out at the moment on the beginning of lap 19. And Chaos Druid up front for now. Oh, but the issue is Danger Mouse does not have enough fuel. He's gonna have to pit again. I don't know if he underfueled before or what, but that sucks. Fuel and change to probably softs. Probably can stick on mediums, but after pitting I don't think it's worth it to stay on mediums. Take the 5 or 8 seconds or whatever. Inorganic still in a solid P3. And definitely within shooting distance of the top two. Clockhouse close behind in P4. D-Dub's still ever just close to the battle. Obvi on just the rear end of Crocovelli. This Crocovelli's dropping time pretty consistently on those really beat up tires. So he was really stretching this stint. It is time to go on softs. Yes. Danger Mouse and Crocovelli both into pit. Lap 19. See where Danger Mouse comes out. It's going to be quite behind these this few. Chaos Druid out in front, but I don't like what he's saying in the comment section because it's indicating this is not going to go very well. I do have Inorganic having to play a little bit of defense here at Quackhouse. He's on a nice pair of soft tires, but Inorganic's mediums look barely used. D-Dub's on the mediums as well. That's what he switched to. Danger Mouse switched to soft tires. And Lord Hands also to soft tires. Crocovelli is also on softs. Come on now. Very heated battle here for P2. And I'm just getting very semi-educated feeling that Chaos Druid's about to do something very unfortunate. Quackhouse tries a cut on the inside of the final turn there and getting a nice draft on the back of Inorganic. See what that McLaren can do. Is having a hard time catching up. He's actually going to bump draft him. Yeah, Inorganic handles that quite nicely, and just a little bit on the dirt there on the exit of turn 1. But not looking too bad at all. See that Quackhouse gained about 3/10 on that straight. That's Rico off again as he is finding himself with another set of blue flags. I feel like Chaos is about to do something I would do, which is not something I would ever advise. Don't do things I would do. It's also like don't put my likeness on your livery because you probably won't get a lot of good luck from it, as I think Crocovelli is finding out today. Not too far off Danger Mouse. Battle for P2 has calmed down a little bit. Battle for P3 is a bit hotter though. D-Dub's starting to poke himself into the rear. Quackhouse is on the soft tires, and they are looking pretty worn. Just 2 laps remaining as we come through the final bit here of lap 20. No, 21. Sorry. What are numbers? And that is a personal best from Inorganic late on. Oh, and that is Quackhouse off on turn 1. And he's going to try to get back on track here, and he's going to drop to P4. So those soft tires were just really not agreeing with him there. And Avi is looking, he's on the medium tires, which are also worn, but not as worn. So Avi will finish the race on some slightly better tires. Chaos Druid's still into P1. Are you back to back again, my guy? My guy. Why are you yelling at me? Energetic still putting on personal bests, which is telling me that this guy has gotten so much better. Maybe Autopolis is just his track, but yeah, we'll see. How late do you want to botch this win, Chaos Druid? I've been just sitting here waiting for, what, 4 or 5 laps since you started suggesting this wasn't going to end very well. Looking okay at the moment. You're on the softs, that's why. Yeah, mediums would have done it for you, I think. So we are approaching the final lap here. And Chaos Druid's still out in front. He's dropped 6/10 off that last lap. Inorganic has actually gained quite a bit. And D-Dub's dropped a little bit back. Quackhouse on the last of his fuel, as well as Oppie. And I'm going to stick here. Well, you have enough, it looks like you have enough tire to get to the end of the lap if you're not really trying to scrum too hard. Just like an ever-moving little white line there. There you go. We're gonna have to go to cinematic mode here. 'Cause everything looks okay. It's not great, but it's maybe doable. Inorganic's closing that gap still. Big right-hander here for Chaos Druid. See if he can hang on to the track, and well on. Tire won't last quite. You're absolutely tore up that tire going through the corner, and that is Inorganic going on the outside, and it right in front of Chaos Druid. That was a very quick, good move from Inorganic, and Chaos Druid is just not able to keep speed up in that sector. It's just a bunch of consecutive corners. What a move from Inorganic. I will spare Quackhouse, because Quackhouse had just a bad race to begin with. Inorganic in with his first ever ALR win. Absolutely incredible drive from him there. Best performance, and what a step up from his pace as of lately. Chaos Druid for P2, D-Dubs in P3, Oppie with a good result there on his second or third race in ALR for P4, Danger Mouse in P5, Crackavelli for P6, Slobman in P7, Lord Hands in P8, and Quackhouse, as we have mentioned, on a nightmare of a lap here, as unfortunately the camera is turned back on him. Let's see if Boyhan can make a nice move here. Oh, didn't need to do anything. And Quackhouse spins it completely, and that is Boyan in P9. Quackhouse, if he can... No, I think he's just giving up now. Quackhouse will give up. The final position is to Rico there, so Rico in P11 still, because it doesn't matter actually, because he's been lapped. And Quackhouse will do some donuts as he's the last man on track. As he finishes in P10. Oh, hardware failure. Just looks like he spun it there. And this is a nice little shot. All the cars up nice and close to each other. It's the beginning of the race again, that's why. I forgot I did that setting change. Anyway. I have no idea what I'm saying half the time. I think you all know that by now. So, that is the end of the racing for Season 14 here in Tier 5. I'm just going to pull up the standings, which are obviously still pre-stewards. Again, congratulations, big congratulations to Inorganic. Like cracking job there. What a change in pace. That's very cool. So our championship leader does not change from the last round. And that will be D-Dubs taking the Tier 5 championship this season. In the Mercedes AMG, 3 fastest laps, 2 pole positions, and 262 points. A very good, consistent season for him. Let's see, he had a bunch of wins, 5 wins, I think. Yep, 5 wins this season, which is a very great result. And he is also taking. Oh no, sorry, that's the other team. P2. Congratulations to Quackhouse. That position does not change from the last round either. In the McLaren 650S, and they was on the constructors championship team there as well. Quackhouse did have a sprint win here, a little bit unfortunate in the future race. 1 fastest lap this season and 2 poles for 236 points, and was just 26 points short of P1 there. And our 3rd place for the season goes to Munkin, who did not race today, but he is in the Porsche 911. He finished with 6 fastest laps, which is incredible. 1 pole position and 174 points. And we'll just go down for our regulars. The rest of this, actually, we'll note that McLaren's obviously won the Constructors' Championship. P2 will officially go to the Mercedes AMG squad, and P3 will go to the Lexus team. Alright, so Supercracker Crackavelli will finish P4 this season in the 650S, 138 points. Chaos Druid will finish P5 in the Lexus RCF with 1 fastest lap and 130 points. Lord Hands is teammate of Chaos Druid there in the other RCF in P6 with 117 points. Schumacher, who did not race the last couple rounds here in finished in P7. The Nissan GTR 1 pole position at 113 points. Just 2 points back will be Lord Jackin in P8 and the Alfa Romeo 4C, 111 points. Slobman finishes P9 after returning after a long hiatus this season. 1 fastest lap and 1 pole for 84 points. Point finishes P10 in the Huracan after dropping down from Tier 4 and missing a few races for 81 points. Tropical finishes P11 in the Z4 with 3 fastest laps and 1 pole position. Unfortunately, was not able to finish the end of the season there. With 78 points. Loved On in P12 with the Ferrari 458 with 61 points. Inorganic in P13 with the Huracan. After not finishing better than P10 this season, finishes P7 and a future race win here in the final round, and that is a huge change in turnaround in form. I certainly hope that carries on to next season. Look forward to watching that. And he had 56 points. 2 points behind him is Boyan in P14 in the M6. AP in P15 after joining us only for the last 2 rounds of the season with 38 points. P16 goes to Jaden in the 458 with 1 fastest lap and 37 points. Rico in P17 with 33 points. P18 goes to John Ordia in the Nissan GTR with 23 points. the unmentionable round one drama person in P13 or 19. I think that's all of our regulars there. Anybody's probably here. So, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. It's very good to have you. Very good to watch your racing this season. All the best for the Champions Cup, those of you who are participating in that. And can't wait for season 15. It's been a good season. So congratulations again to D-Dubs for the championship win there. And yeah, so thank you guys for joining. And see you in a